Sahil, let me start with you. He says any senator that votes against starting debate is telling Americans that you're just fine with Obamacare. Even Democrats find that difficult to admit. What exactly is Mitch McConnell's strategy when it comes to giving health care to the American people now?
He's making it hard for Republicans to vote no, Vonnie. He's making the argument that all you're doing right now is voting to begin debate on the Affordable Care Act, and this is a law that Republicans across the board have been consistently complaining about, campaigning against for 7 years. So I think that is the argument he is trying to make. Now, in terms of what specifically is going to happen, it remains opaque. It's a remarkable thing. They're beginning to vote today on a motion to proceed to a plan, a concept that could change about 1/5 of the economy. We don't know exactly what they're voting on, but a new idea that's out today, that's circulating and getting a lot of traction, is a thing called the skinny repeal. It's essentially what it would do is lop off only the few pieces of the Affordable Care Act that all Republicans really dislike. Things like zeroing out the individual mandate, zeroing out the penalty for the employer mandate to cover people, mid to large-sized businesses at least, and repealing a number of the Obamacare taxes that they all oppose. This is a last-ditch plan in the event that the other proposals, including the 2015 clean repeal, quote-unquote, and the various iterations of replacement that McConnell and his leadership team have been coming up with. That one senior Republican aide told me today that it's unlikely that any of those other bills can pass, but the skinny repeal idea, this aide said, has a pretty good shot at passing if they can get the votes, the 50 they need to get on the bill, Bonnie.
Well, that is an interesting concept. So we'd have 20 hours or whatever it would take of debate, and then you're saying that that's what might actually pass. What about the individual senators that have major problems in their states? Would they get some of the money that would be saved, say, by lopping off those sections of the Affordable Care Act?
In the replacement bill, sure. I think that's the whole idea. That's what Senator McConnell's been trying to do, such as the $45 billion in opioid treatment money, and such as this sort of special carve-out for Alaska to try to win over Senator Lisa Murkowski. But if that doesn't work, you have to satisfy a lot of constituencies and a lot of senators who have varying priorities all at the same time. If that doesn't work, then the skinny repeal won't do any of that. This will only repeal a few things in the Affordable Care Act, and the next step would be to go to conference with the House, and that is where it would all come down. The big decisions would be made. You'd have to come up with a bill that both chambers can pass. So I think if the skinny repeal happens, it'll simply be a way to continue to try to move the process so it doesn't die in the Senate.